Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and thank you for stopping by yet again. This is going to be a relatively short video because I'm just going to bring you up to date on an issue or two and also an explanation of what's going on here, why there's been a delay in some respects. Obviously, delay. Okay, let's start with the first thing right off the bat. When I was about to begin to prepare the report from Panama, hopefully to get it done by the end of the year or January or whatever. Obviously, it did not happen. I use a lot of statistics. Now, most people, when they do their report from Panama here from the group, the commercial groups, they'll have one or two wow things to say about Panama, or maybe three or four wow things and some nice pictures and photos and what have you. And then the rest of it is a sales pitch. That's not what I do. So I try to give you a lot better understanding of what's going on in the country, as to the best of my ability. And having a census in operation, as it turns out, at the same time as I'm trying to get my statistics, is a challenge, because the National Institute of Statistics that provides the stats that I depend on also is in charge of the census. It's the National Institute of Statistics and the census. And they're up to their ears right now. It's going on full blast. It's a rolling census. That is, it's undertaken over a matter of a few weeks. The last time we had a small army of census takers just descend all over the country on the same day to try to count everyone. And that just, whoa, we're too big and we're asking too many questions now, and we've got so much stuff and going on, and training all those people, such a huge group of them to go out and do the job properly. And so this time around, they got smart. I think they're doing what some other countries have done too, which is this sort of what I call a rolling census. And they'll start off and they'll take care of some areas that are very easily done. And early on, I was counted, because I'm in a condo in Panama City, and there's a whole bunch of us in this one, so they can come right straight through this very easily. And they do stop and speak to residents as well as citizens. We're included too, although without as much detail as the citizens. Then, or so it seems from what I was asked. They come, and I mean, it just went very, very smoothly. Nice young lady. And she digitalized all that information I was giving her, so on me, a nice little chat. The whole thing took maybe 2.5 minutes. I thanked her, she thanked me, and she put a sticker up outside my doors. I've been counted. And one of our people hadn't been, and so it didn't have a sticker outside his door. And we leave them up, so future people coming back to check on things get the right apartments. And they got back, they finally got our friend across the hall. So that means my floor has been counted. I suppose I could take my sticker down, but it's been there for so long, I've gotten used to it. Any event, that is the priority. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That comes first. And they do the other work, and the Institute has plenty of that than it does on a regular basis. But they don't get it out as quickly while they're doing this. And it's just all there is to it. And I can just, forget anybody dropping everything in the census so Bob can get his reports. It's not going to work that way. That's okay. What I'll do with this now, I check every day. Not Sundays. But I go in and see if it's there, and it's not. The stuff I'm looking for is not there. I will continue to do that for a little while longer here in March. But before March is out, I will have stopped at some point if it's not there, and written my report and get on with it, because I don't want it to take forever. Annoyed though I will be that I'm not setting out what I really wanted in total. I'm very sticky on this. I only send out about 10% less of the material I have. And there's certain things that are particularly useful. And if I don't have them, I always feel like I'm missing out, and people are used to seeing them. So, whatever. That is what it is. Then, so I'll move along with that and let you know what happens then. Meantime, the copper mine is another issue that many of you are aware of. I'm not going to go into all the detail. It's as I suggested last time. We're dealing with it as we deal with all not, I wouldn't call them conflicts, and just all discussions about changes and people who want something different and things to be changed. We don't riot. We don't send the police out to break up demonstrations that don't get held. And even if they were held, they'd be legal and we would not break them up. It's that simple. So we tend to be extraordinarily boring and dull here when it comes to this sort of stuff. And people keep, oh, can I go out in the streets? Of course you can go out in the streets. What are you talking about? It's very quiet, as it should be. This is being straightened out between First Quantum and the government of Panama. President Cortizo just a couple of days ago said, okay, we only have one major sticking point left. We get that settled and we will have an agreement. Well, good luck with that. I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, for everybody's sake. Like I sat in on the conference call for the investment crowd for First Quantum when it had its call. So, and I've been sat and listened to what Fitch, one of the ratings agencies, has to say in the thing, and I've read lots of very well written summaries of what's going on here in the local newspapers. My hat's off to the business editors here who have really done their homework and done a very good job of explaining things in very balanced fashion. Anyhow, it's underway, it's happening, and it will be. It will come to a conclusion. And I don't lose sleep over these things because I've never had any reason to in the past. And even if it went wrong for some reason, we'll live, we'll survive. I think if you'd been with me in the conference call with First Quantum and so on, you would have probably understood what I mean when I say I think they're the ones that are having the problem. And they're the ones who are going to have to give a little bit more. They're not strengthening their case, taking the approach they're taking. They're weakening it. But, hey, that's me. We'll see. It's up to the government and them to get it worked out. That is not a crisis situation. We go along every day here. We don't even think about it. We just wait to get the reports when they come out. So that's it. I am now working on the food video. I got swamped with food video, photographs and what have you. And I appreciate every single pineapple I've seen. And all the many other fruits and vegetables and everything, cheeses and so forth that people have shared. And eggs. Apparently people up north are having to pay a lot of money for eggs. Oh, that's sad. Anyhow, I pay 22 cents for an egg, and I think that's an outrage. It's gross. It's terrible. It's outrageous. You can pay as little as, say, 14 cents. If they've been sitting out in the sun for too long, though, that can be a disappointment. All right, so you got all these things. You have different levels here. And I'm trying to give a more informative message. Anybody can do one of these. Oh, look at that fancy little food stall. Look at the lovely little lady here with her papaya and everything else. This is just 2 blocks from somebody's home and blah, blah, blah. There's different levels you can shop at, particularly in the city. And they are different price levels and everything else. You just need to know they exist and how to find them. Okay? And that's why they're not always easily found. They move around, but some of them are very definitely in specific places. So I will be sharing that with you soon. That's already underway, but it's turned into be major effort compared to what I had expected when I got started. I'm trying to be useful. I'm probably not going to look like it should have taken that long when it's done. That's one of the great irritations of doing these things. Let's see what else we have. Oh, well, just to let you know, PanamaWave.com is steaming along. We found homes for people to buy, homes for people to rent. I'm particularly impressed by the renters. They've been quite determined to find their apartments in areas that are well known and expensive, and always have been, in the hopes of getting a deal on it. And Maurice, who works with me and does all the agency business, really knows what he's doing, and he's getting it. We're breaking through. This is a tough thing to do, but it's being done. And we've got some very satisfied people as a result of that. In one case, the property was introduced, and it turned out that the owner was not going to share any money with any agent, or was the other agent, or whatever. There was no money for the agent for them. No. And well, of course, Maurice helped them and advised them and suggested and so on. And they said, well, we can't do this because they're not going to pay you anything. He said, of course, it's ridiculous. This is the home you want. This is where you want to live. This is where you should live. This is it. And he let me know. He said, Bob, that's what I told him. I said, rent it. This is where you need to be. And I said, yeah, of course. Our purpose is, he needs to get compensated for his work as an agent, as a real estate broker. But sometimes you have to pass that up if you're going to get the person what the person really needs. So we do that. Hopefully, don't have to do it too often. But we've been pushing hard to get these deals that we can find. So I think we're going to be pretty good for these in these next few months. Should be a good time. We'll talk more about that as time goes by. But that's going along well. I'm pleased. And so if you're not aware of it, you can get the link is in the area below this video. Feel free to stop by and take a look at it. I normally don't ask for testimonials from people that we work with because I know it's a perfectly ordinary thing to do, but maybe I'll ask one or two, to do if they were willing to let me share their comments. I'm certainly nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about at all with regard to any of the clients we've had, so that's not a problem. I just tend to be very careful with people's privacy, and you know that if you've written me or so on. So that's that. That's where I'm at. I'm working on food, and I'll be getting back to you with that. It's underway, and I've got, as I say, more information than I need, but I'll try to keep it within reason, and I'll try to make it useful. Thanks for stopping by and putting up with everything that you have to put up with when you're going to hang out with Bob. See you later. Or hear you. No, you see me and hear me. I get to see and hear you when you get down here. Get down here.